It's game time.
Hello internet. Yoshi. Alright. Today I just wanted to do a little ranting, talk about, the gaming industry itself. These overpricings of games and consoles and it's just everything. It just feels like the gaming world we all knew it. It's falling apart, man. It's just falling apart. Like, before this year, I don't think anybody ever heard of the word tariff. Or maybe the people who was into government type stuff, all that nonsensical stuff, trade, trafficking, and all that stuff. But I've never heard of the word tariff. But ever since Trump came and tried to start changing stuff, all these prices starting to skyrocket and everything. And I don't just want to blame him. I blame gaming industries too for just going along with this flow. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, all of them. They all keep tossing, we're changing prices because of the market. I really no. And in fact, this whole world is not just a world, but this whole market world, the way stuff is nowadays, like prices are rising, but the pay in job, pay, that's not rising. The cost of living is not rising. So I'm like, how do these people expect us to afford stuff if they don't pay us more? But still, I digress. And it feels like the entirety of Nintendo has just changed. Back then, during what? I want to say, back then, during the beginning, to me, Nintendo has been all about fun and thinking about folks, the consumer. Is they gonna have fun with this game? They could do whatever they want, trade and all that stuff. But like now, it's just feel corporatized. Everything, like they only want their money, and it ain't about making a fun, good game anymore. Yeah, I mean, we still getting good games, but geez, the prices of these games, and and if it's a certain game I want, I don't mind paying a certain price, but once it reach a certain limit, see right now games like $60, $70, $80, no, if it goes past that, it ain't happening. I don't care how bad I like that series, it just ain't happening for me. They was pushing it when they made Tears of the Kingdom $70, and I bit the bullet because I like Zelda. But at the same time, it was on Switch 1. Switch 1 wasn't a powerful hardware, and I'm like, okay, what good, what crazy stuff can they do with this limitation? But it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what they got for $70. But I digress on that too. But like I was saying, another thing, just it's like they don't even think of the consumers anymore. And then I hear that certain stores are fighting back against these price rises, even though the company tell them, they raising the price of said item. The company, i.e. Walmart, Target, the retailer places, they don't raise the price. They keep the price at whatever, and that's cool. It's like they trying to fight back and think of the people who have to buy these things. Well, they don't have to. You don't have to buy anything. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and making you buy anything. But most people want to buy something to enjoy it with their free time. They don't want to feel like they taking out a mortgage or a second loan to just buy one game or a console. Heck, the Switch 2 being priced at $450 and $500 for the bundles. You know, I feel like it's a reach, but it also depends on what game it is. I feel like they could have did better than Mario Kart World, but Mario Kart World is an alright game. I ain't even gonna flag it for, you know, being what it is. Mario Kart World is alright. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a great game. That should have been the game that came out at launch, but it didn't. I guess they want to see what people just dip their fingers in there, and of course the fans are gonna dip their fingers in it. If you've been a long time fan of Nintendo stuff like I have, you're gonna want to dip your fingers in it. But it all depends on how alluring it is. I dipped in because it was Mario Kart, and I'm like, okay, cool, but I really didn't want to pay $80 for Mario Kart. The bundle was on the best way to go, and I barely got it. Now, these other companies raising the price on their old stuff that been out for a while, like Sony, not Sony, but Microsoft also, oh, they raising the prices of the Xboxes, and I'm like, why are you doing that? What's the point of doing that? It ain't a new Xbox. Why? And Nintendo going back and raising their stuff on Switch, and now I know it's to try to make people, push people into getting Switch 2s, because I'm like, oh, why would you buy a Switch 1 when a Switch 2 out? And they like basically almost the same price now. Almost. But I mean, just heck, do like you used to. Lower the prices on the older stuff. Doug Bowser even said it. If you can't afford a Switch 2, they got Switch 1 for you. Heck, it don't feel like that no more, because you can't buy a Switch 1 because it's freaking like, you know, pulling off another mortgage. You gotta get 5 jobs to afford anything now, and that ain't even just with gaming. It's just all these corporations, and then they take so long to release games nowadays. You gotta wait like 5, 4, 10 years before you get one game. Heck, I feel like I'm gonna be 40 when GTA 6 come out, and they promised GTA 6 that it was supposed to be this year or next year. I don't even remember no more. It's just wild now. Like, I just don't understand. And then you got them cutting off stuff like services and whatnot. I just you see how flabbergasted I am because of how things has been going in, and I've been staying quiet about this subject for a long time, because you know, if my thing, if it's not affecting me, which I mean it kinda is, at the same time it's not, because hey, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. But if I ain't gonna get it, I ain't really gonna say nothing about it, because it ain't my place to say nothing about it. And then you got people, you know, hacking and emulating, and at the same time, that's cool to me. At the same time, I don't condone it. But so like, just if you gonna mod, if you're not gonna mod, but if you're gonna emulate stuff, emulate the old stuff. It really shouldn't affect people, because they not re-releasing it. So why does anybody care? And my question to the industry is, why? Y'all are $1 million industries, $1 billion industries. Y'all should think about the people who not billionaires and millionaires, who work a basic 9 to 5 to afford stuff. So like, can you like lower it to our standards, because y'all know they ain't increasing the wages no time soon for none of us poor people. Heck, they probably not increasing wages for y'all billionaires or you corporational folks. I just wish the world would get better on this pricing stuff, man. Because eventually everything gonna be in the hundreds, and it's gonna be real hard to afford anything for any of us. And that's gonna be sad, because then gaming just start dying. And gaming is what brings enjoyment to a lot of us. Gaming brings people together sometimes. Gaming helps folks relax. It pushes rivalries and friendships. You know, then you got sometimes gaming break up families because, you know, people get mad at each other for certain games. You know, it's just wild nowadays, man. And I just don't understand. My thing, and another one of my points to this is, like, if Mr. President, man, why are you messing with something that's gonna affect America? I never really understood that. I know he's trying to, according to some people, he's trying to bring back stuff to America. Well, they have American made stuff and all that, but like, he claimed, all the other countries are cheating us during trades and stuff, but like, man, that what kept the prices low. But I mean, you trying to get America out of debt and stuff. If you trying to get America out of debt, pour your own money into it, man. You probably wanted you and Elon Musk and Bill Gates, all these rich folks. If y'all trying to fix America, use y'all own money. Don't be using us, unsuspecting citizens. And then they trying to control the internet too, with this, protect the children. Y'all ain't protecting the children, because you got roadblocks blocking the people who chase the pedophiles down, and letting the pedophiles be free tossed. These vigilantes is hurting. No, they ain't. You don't see Batman hurting more of Gotham. He's saving people, folks. It might not always turn out how you want to, but he saved folks. And these other vigilantes on Roblox have been putting people in jail, so they technically saving folks. So what's going on, man? This world is starting to do stuff A's backwards, and it's starting to piss me off. I'm trying not to say too many bad words, because you know how YouTube like to demonetize folks for bad words, but like, still, it just ticked me off. And then they starting to go after people with this age verification stuff. Like, the internet ain't what it used to be. This world ain't what it used to be, man. It keep changing for the worse. And that's just making me feel more anxious. Like, making me feel very unsettling. Very unsettling. Because they keep putting the wrong people in control of everything. And then prices keep rising, and corporations keep, we doing this to help, protect and save. And no, y'all not. Just come out and tell the truth. Come out and tell the truth. Y'all ain't doing this to nothing. Y'all just saving face. That's all y'all doing. Saving face and trying to cover your own pockets. But covering your own pockets ain't really what's gonna do us any good. But I'm probably getting off subject with all this other stuff. We're gonna get back to ranting about these game companies. I feel like Nintendo can fix themselves, but it's just they ain't doing like back what Iwata and Reggie was doing, where they actually cared about the gamers. I don't know who the president of Nintendo is at the current time right now. Hold on, I'm gonna figure that out. Give me a second. I think his name is Shin something Furukawa. Him and Phil Spencer. Ain't that the Microsoft president? Nintendo? No, Microsoft president. They just don't think about gamers anymore. Like, gaming is supposed to be this relaxing thing, fun, bring families together, entertainment. Nobody wants to be paying for an arm and a leg for some entertainment. That's why the movie industry ain't really popping. Movie theaters, because people go to movie theaters. Hey, you might pay $8, $9, $10, $11, hell, $12 for a movie. But then you try to get your snacks and stuff in the movie theater, and bam, it hit you. You're paying like $30, $40, almost $50 to get a couple snacks, and it's just crazy. Like, who do these people think we are? We not rich. And I ain't saying go back to the old days when a lot of stuff was cheap. Heck, I don't even know what's the cheapest game nowadays. I think the cheapest game on Switch 2, I think, is Welcome Tour. It's $10. No, it's a Pokemon game out that's $10. It's about puzzling, but if you get the whole bundle and everything, it's a $50, $60 game. Because they didn't want to just release the whole game. You could have released the whole game and made it a $30 game with over so many puzzles, but you released it a $10 game with two $30 DLCs. You might as well say that's $70 right there. It don't make sense if I'm getting them prices right. But it's just crazy that this is the era we live in. Well, gaming is outrageous. And then another thing I want to get on is they talk about some in GTA 6 is gonna be like $100 just for the base game. Then they talk about some, oh, you gonna need to put in your ID to play this game. What? So now on top of paying $100, I gotta tell you that I paid $100 for this game. No, thank you. I would rather skip GTA 6 than do some facial recognitions or put in my ID for anything. As much as I'm okay with GTA games, I play them when they drop, when I get a chance. I'm not a crazy super fan of it. It's just, I just don't understand this gaming world anymore. I think that's why a lot of people stick with retro games. They play the old stuff. Like, the old stuff is either nostalgia or we just remember when games were fun and the game came complete and we didn't have to download a billion things of terabyte of data or install this part of the game or pay for DLC. Yeah, sometimes some games came with, oh, you got part 1 and part 2 of CD. Okay, that's fine, but it still was the whole game. It still was a complete game. And you could unlock extra stuff instead of paying for extra stuff. You could put in a cheat code to get something instead of buying a perk or a add-on. it's just it just reminds you of, we used to have it good way back then, and we didn't care about the graphics. Some people did, but hey, at least we were all in agreement that the games were still fun. They might have had shitty graphics, they might have had shitty frame rate, but actually, now that you mention it, a lot of people didn't complain about frame rate back in the days, because the games all ran at high frame rate. It's just, I think developers back then actually just put their heart and soul into games. Nowadays they barely try, and they can throw a game together and be like, hey, buy this game for $80, and then we'll release some more parts to the game, or update it, or add a patch to it. It's just hurting the soul. This is why people are on the rise of pirating, because they remember, hey, you could play this completed old game for free because it's already there. No need to pay extra $5.99 for the DLC of this character. You can just unlock the character. And I understand some developers, try to keep it niche, or they could, give you the completed game. I think that's why people like indie games way more nowadays, because at least the indie developers remember back then what gaming was like, because they take inspiration from the old games. You can see it in a lot of old games like Hollow Knight and Cuphead, and it's just I feel like the olden days were the better days, when you could just play the game and have fun, and you didn't have to worry about predators and all this lag and bad game reviews and all this, everything. Some of it was there, but it wasn't as crazy as it is now. You can't even look left or right without somebody hacking into the game, or people like in the car community, they hack in the games all 24/7. Heck, they probably hacking that new Battlefield game that's coming out. You just can't have it how we used to have it. Now, I wish we could go back to how we used to have it, when developers, just put their heart and soul into the game, and not claim they put their heart and soul into the game, and then the game come out like it just got rushed 10 minutes ago. But still, we can try to hold these companies accountable, but then you'll have these people who don't want to hold the companies accountable. You have these people who just gonna continue to buy stuff just for the sake of buying it. And I understand they don't want to say, oh, we missed out. And then you got companies raising the price of stuff, and just because them raising the price of stuff, they definitely gonna miss out, because if you couldn't afford it when the price was at whatever it was basically, you ain't gonna be able to afford it no more. And they talk about, when marketplace prices look better, we'll lower the price. No, y'all not. I don't think a lower price. I don't think I've seen a low price Nintendo game in forever. Minus the one that's already low price, but still, Is they ever gonna go back to like the discounted Nintendo game, like the Nintendo Selects or the Player's Choices, where the games dropped all the way down to $20? I highly doubt it. I mean, if Nintendo did something like Sony, give you them free games for being a subscription holder, I mean, they technically do, but the games that they picking ain't all that, and it's already old games. It's not any new games. But hey, I'm done talking for right now, man. Leave a like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time, man. I'm done.